Satnam and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind and this is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live. Thank you those of you that are watching the replay, and welcome to our human design transit reading for this full moon in Capricorn, the second full moon in Capricorn that is happening this Cancer season. This full moon is finishing off Cancer season, and the next day the sun is moving right into Leo, and we're going to begin a whole new energy. We're moving from cardinal water to fixed fire. So two very different frequencies that invite us to tap into very different things. And with this specific full moon in Capricorn in astrology happening at the 29th degree, it intensifies the energy and it makes it even more powerful. So if you didn't get a chance to watch the astrology video that we did Wednesday evening, make sure to check it out, because I talked about, through the lens of astrology, what are the significant things about this full moon, this second full moon in Capricorn. And in this broadcast, we are going to dive into the magic of the human design and what human design, the lens of human design, can help us and teach us and help us understand about this full moon. So when I do these broadcasts about in human design transit reading, we're adding on to everything that we've already talked about. That's why I recommend that you watch that video as well. So before we actually dive in though, I would love to share with you a couple of awesome announcements. And I do want to say, thank you guys all for being here. Thank you everyone that's in the chat. I really appreciate all of you guys and all of your support. So two quick announcements before we dive in. The first one is I've got two awesome schools that are coming up. We got Goddess Astrology School and our Interpreting Astrology School and Mentorship. Now, this Goddess Astrology School was inspired by our love of the sacred divine feminine and understanding the goddess in astrology. So what we're going to be talking about in this class, which is going to be a 6-week class, are all the different archetypes of the goddess and where she can be found within the astrological chart, how to read this frequency within someone's chart, and basically you can discover what goddess archetype you embody, which I think is so fun. So we're going to talk about the dark goddess, Medusa, Black Moon Lilith, Hecate, Eris, the light goddess, white moon Selena, Pallas Athena, the Egyptian asteroids, the Atlantean goddesses, Hathor, Nut, Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, Set, the maiden, the mother, the crone, Vesta, Ceres, Juno, the moon magic and cycles and manifesting with the moon, and goddess Venus in your natal chart, the Venus star points and the Venus phases. And within this entire class, we're going to talk about everything about how that sacred divine feminine energy that is rising on the planet and awakening on the planet is found within your chart, and also how to read this energy within the collective. So you notice that in some of those names that I threw out, there's a lot of asteroids, and the goddess asteroids are here to teach us that beautiful lesson of the goddess. So this class is a 6-week class, and it begins on August 22nd. When you sign up, you're going to get entered to win a free copy of my Seasons and Stargates, your annual astrology guide 2024 and 2025, that guides you through all of the astrology of the year. And the price for this course is $222 if you want to pay in full, or two monthly payments of $111 if you want to do the payment plan. So I am so excited, because this is also something that I feel like collectively we're starting to really tune into and understand. And if you've been wanting to understand the goddess and how the sacred divine feminine energy manifests within all of us, this is the class to learn all about it. And to add on to that, my other astrology school, which actually starts tomorrow. We are going to be doing our orientation tomorrow and then meeting twice a month starting in August. This is a class that's going to be going on for a whole year. And we're going to be doing monthly lectures and monthly discussions and Q&As. And the mentoring part will happen during the discussion and Q&A sections, where we get to share the findings that we got from looking, all of us, at the same specific chart. And that's how I can kind of help everyone advance in their astrology skills, interpretation skills, is to do this in a small group setting. And so this is going to be an amazing opportunity to learn astrology, even if you're a beginner or if you're already like have a lot of information, but you want to learn how to feel more comfortable with interpreting charts. This is the class for you. We're going to advance all of our skills together. And it is in that process that we truly learn. And one of the most beautiful things about my classes are the communities so that we build together. So I'm super excited about that. And this school is unique. It is, it's going to be a long-term commitment. And we are going to be going into the topics that I'll cover in a minute. But we're also going to be going over even more information because my classes always evolve while they're happening. And it's like something that is just a natural flow in the way that I teach. I'm also a projector in human design, since we are talking about human design in this video. I'm a mental projector. I'm a 2-4 mental projector with the right angle cross of consciousness. My only defined channel is a channel that connects the throat center to the ajna center, which allows me to speak and share my voice and share my thoughts. And it is truly magical when I allow myself to see visions and share the visions and help guide others by inspiring them. And that's one of the things that I think people love about my style of teaching, is a lot of times I channel beautiful information that comes through and is so potent for the moment, and it's very inspiring. So some of the topics that we're going to cover are the fundamentals of astrology, the planets, the signs, the houses, the aspects, the natal charts, the transits, progressions, synastry and relationships, soul contracts, moon cycles, retrogrades, and there's going to be more. But honestly, that's the fundamental everything that you need to learn to interpret astrology. And I am going to be focusing on getting better at reading a chart, getting better at interpreting the aspects, getting better at understanding how would you go about doing that. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is to teach you how to trust your intuitive skills when you are interpreting. Now, in the beginning, you have to learn the fundamentals. And once you understand that information, which, pretty much takes some memorization and repetition, you start to get really comfortable with it. And so having a whole year together is perfect for us to get comfortable and to feel more confident in our ability to read a chart. So if you want to learn how to read astrology, this is the perfect opportunity. The same giveaway happens with this class. When you sign up, you get a chance to win my Seasons and Stargates book, which is an amazing guide for astrology, and we'll use it in the class as well. And the awesome price of this course is $600 to pay in full, or $50 a month for 12 months, which is so affordable. I can't even believe I'm offering it in that way. So you have a whole year to pay it off if you want to, if you need to, if that works for you, which with the economy the way it is, it's pretty much what everyone needs, is a little bit more time to pay things off. But this is an amazing class, and I've never done this before, and it's time, and I feel the calling, and I feel the pull, and I've gotten so many invitations to offer this course, and I know that it's going to be mind-blowing for everyone that decides to take part in it. So with that, I'm going to transition back over here for a moment. And we're going to talk about this transit chart for human design. And let me go back over here so I can show you what the chart looks like. So when you look at a human design transit, you want to see what gate the new or the full moon or the planet that you're looking at as a transit is on, to gain information and insight about what that energy is telling us and how the energy is affecting us and what it's inviting us to do. So when you look at which center the full moon is happening in, you get information. When you look at which gate, you get information. When you look at which line, you get more information. And I love the lens of human design because it can be so practical. It's like the practical application of our skills and our abilities. And with this information, you can get a more clear perspective of how in like my everyday life is this energy going to affect me, and what is it inviting me to do? What is it inspiring me to do? Now, it just so happens that this full moon in Capricorn is happening on the 60th gate, which is known as the gate of acceptance. It's also so curious and significant that this full moon is conjunct Pluto, who is on the same gate. And Pluto is the ultimate planet of liberation, inviting us into a new world. In this moment, helping break down the old structures so that something new can show up in the world. We're building this new world together as Pluto enters Aquarius. But first, we have to break down those old structures. And the way to do that is through this freaking channel of mutation, which is the root center to the sacral center. So I always love when people look at their charts when they're watching one of these broadcasts, because it can tell you whether this energy will complete a channel for you, will enhance an energy for you. So we're looking at the 60th gate in the root center. So do you have the 3? Do you have the 3rd gate is the question. Because if you do, this energy that has already been working through you for a while, because Pluto is a long transit and it takes a long time to change from gate to gate, is being enhanced right now. This channel of mutation is totally being enhanced, specifically this energy of acceptance. And the acceptance of what? The acceptance of limitation, of the world as we know it, of the world as it functions, the laws of time and space, you could say. Now, to have a full moon is for an energy to be heightened. The full moon magnifies, it shines a light, it reflects, and it's reflecting this energy to us collectively and also individually. So if we begin by interpreting which center this full moon is found in, you're looking at the root center. And the root center is about dealing with the stress and pressure of life. And part of the stress and pressure has to do with, like, there's deadlines, there's things we have to do, there's things we can't get away from, there's things that, you know, put pressure on us. And the pressure is because the root center being, you know, in this image being at like the lower part of the chart, and it, you know, the root is the root, right? The root is on the bottom. It's like it reaches down into the earth. There's a connection to the earth, and the earth is pressuring us from underneath to like grow and evolve and change and mutate, just like it would like the tree feel the pressure to grow, and, you know, the seed feel the pressure to grow. And so we are moving with this energy. It's inspiring us to do the same and helping us to deal with the pressure. So how do we deal with pressure with this 60th gate known as the gate of acceptance, the gate of limitation? Well, the way that we do it is that the quick reference theme for this energy is it's the potential to bring lasting change into the world. So it's like the pressure to bring true and lasting change into the world. That's the pressure that we're feeling right now. And this moon is highlighting that energy. It's the pulsing pressure to mutate, to bring something totally new into the world. This energy pulses on and off sporadically, and the mutation happens in the gaps in between. This is an energy that, when active in our chart, we feel a great pressure within to innovate something new, but we cannot release it whenever we please. Hence, it's called the gate of accepting limitation. The great challenge of this gate is to learn to wait for the right moment without knowing when it will come or even what it will bring. While we here in this energy wait for the next gear shift in life, we can become deeply melancholic. Ironically, it is at such times when we feel the most limited that the mutation within us is occurring, like the butterfly hidden within the chrysalis. Without the presence of the third gate, we can feel very held back in life. If we're able to accept these feelings, we can transform them into creative endeavors and structures that will ultimately be of huge benefit when the next mutation in our lives finally arrives. Who feels like they're going through a great mutation? Like it is the most obvious thing that is happening right now on the planet. It's insane. But it's also happening in our own personal lives. And each of us is experiencing this energy in a different way. Now, if you have the third gate, which is called the gate of ordering, difficulty at the beginning, you will feel this energy of the entire channel being lit up, the sacral and the root, activated by the channel of mutation, which is a design of energy which initiates and fluctuates. So wherever you are physically present, there is always a chance of something new coming into the world. This is the energy of this channel. The price you pay for this gift is to accept the limitation of not knowing when the next quantum leap will come. The agents of evolution itself, these people are here to bring radical change into the world. They bring something new to everything they touch and are always under pressure to change the way things are done. These are people who can be totally unpredictable and can at any point suddenly change their whole direction. They force everyone around them to grow and adapt to the changes that they bring. These are auras that engender either innovation and or instability in others. As long as they are responding to life and not jumping according to the wishes of their minds, they can always trust the impact they have on their environment. These are people who have this definition in their design, are moving from order to chaos and back again endlessly. The fixed on-off pulse energy of this channel will dominate the rest of their design, coloring the frequency of all other channels with this innovation and instability. Because of their unpredictable chemistry, these people can be deeply melancholic, but very creative. They sporadically go into dark spaces within themselves, often where they feel they cannot see or understand anything. At such times, they can feel frustrated or stuck, as though everything in their life has stopped dead. These kinds of feelings are natural for these people, and they have to love the dark periods as much as the light, because every time they emerge from the darkness, they will emerge as a totally fresh person. That's the energy that we're dealing with for this moon. That's why we need to accept the fact that change is all around us. The potential for change is literally all around us. But if we can't tune into the change in a way that is allowing ourselves to move through. For example, if you're in a river, you can't flow on the side of the dirt. You can't put your boat on the dirt because the boat flows in the water. That's a limitation. You're limited to the water. The boat has to be in water. And that's what this energy is like. It's like there are laws of the universe. Things do follow a certain order. However, that limitation gives way to quantum leaps when the time is ready. When it's time, when like the pressure, oh my God, it's like that poem. When the pressure to like bud was, greater than the pressure to remain safe and still in the cocoon, when the pressure to like, come on out and to be something, express ourselves is stronger than the pressure to stay in a safe place. That's when the mutation happens. But that energy like sits and sits and sits for a long time until the right timing. So we have to trust in the timing of the universe. This is why it's like the law of mentalism, the law of correspondence, the law of vibration, the law of rhythm, the law of cause and effect, the law of polarity, the law of like duality, the law of generation. All of these things, it's like, it's all about frequency and vibration. So when the frequency aligns, that's the right timing. I think maybe that's why we work so much on finding the right alignment in our own lives, because the right alignment, like that law of attraction, will attract the right thing to us. So it's like the frequency goes high and low and up and down and changes and, goes faster and slower until finally it resonates at a frequency that is just right. Like the Three Little Bears, right? Like too hot, too cold, just right. And in that moment, it's like, that's the magic. And you can't stop that process either. And we're, I think, constantly in that process, and the universe is constantly in that process of the Big Bang. It explodes and then contracts and expands and contracts. And in the meantime, we're like waiting to see what's going to happen. And in the long periods of waiting, I think we definitely can get depressed. We can feel like nothing's happening. So you might be right now at a point in your life where you feel like nothing's happening. Or you might be at the point of like, it is exploding right now and the magic is unfolding everywhere I look, changes everywhere. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I feel like the world collectively is at that place where like, it's ready to freaking blow. And the big changes are ready to like hit, like suddenly and intensely. And that's what this full moon is highlighting, because this is a process that both humanity is going through and we are going through individually in our own way, in our own chart. That's why you got to know, like, do you have the third gate? Do you have this energy active within you in your chart? What about this is like glowing for you, magnifying for you. The moon is basically saying, look, there are certain limitations. Can you accept and surrender to the flow and let it unfold at the right time, at the right place? All you have to do is just like sit back and freaking wait and stop being impatient. And the magic will happen. The magic is already happening. So I think it's about learning to stop trying to be so much in control of everything. I think that's that's a big lesson of this energy. This is also the knowing circuit. It's individual circuitry, which means it's like no one can make you do it. No one can force you to do it. In fact, you're not here to be influenced. You're here to do it your own way in your own timing. So we're all at different timings. And that evolution and those quantum leaps that we're making, they're going to happen in their own timing. That's why that's why they say, like, when you try to like heal people, it's like, it's not going to work. You can't heal anybody. You can only heal yourself. You can only work on yourself. You can't change anyone. You can't force anyone to do anything or say anything or nothing, you know? I mean, you can use coercion, but like, that's not really change. That's not true, natural, authentic change. And we're looking at authentic change with this energy. Change at the deepest level of, being, which is DNA. The deepest level, cellular, It's a powerful frequency if you think about it. It's like a ticking time bomb, but not one that destroys. I mean, it destroys, but more than it destroys, it creates. And I think that's what is the magic of this. Is like, can you create and allow whatever needs to be released and destroyed? Can you let that go? Because also we got to make space, for the things that are coming. If we really want change, you got to make space for it in your life. If you're constantly trying to like hold it together, it's like you're not making space for anything. You're trying to hold it together. You have to fall apart sometimes. And in that falling apart, you free yourself. You break the chains. You cut the cords. And when you do that, that's when the magic really truly unfolds. And this is what we're dealing with. This is the energy that is showing up right now in our lives. It's the energy of mutation. We are mutating. Sometimes some of us right now, and some of us like other rates, but we are all mutating. It's like it's in our DNA to mutate, It's part of the process to mutate. So we just need to trust that process. Otherwise, what are we doing? Change is hard. It always is. But if you allow that change to naturally happen and you don't resist it when it comes, magic will unfold literally in your life. In the Gene Keys, we were reading about this energy as being the Merkaba, activating the Merkaba, which is basically the chariot that takes us. It's a multi-dimensional. It's the opening. It's the door that will take you to multi-dimensional awareness. And in that multi-dimensional awareness, you will find that there's so much more to life than meets the eye. We're living in just one dimension. There are like many more dimensions, infinite dimensions of reality, of understanding, of awareness. Can you open yourself up? If you expand your awareness, you're expanding your ability to perceive into other dimensions. That's what like going into 5D or 6D or whatever is all about. You're not going anywhere. You're staying right here where you are. Your awareness is just expanding in all directions outwards to include a bigger understanding. So when you're little, you only know this much. But when you're an adult and you're like with a child, you can see that limitation of the age. Like they only know this much. They don't know this other thing. They don't know this other thing, but they will discover it one day. You don't like force a child to like grow. The child's going to grow in its own time. But the power of the change that this energy brings is like quantum leaps, which can open us up to like such big changes in our lives that can feel explosive and very uncomfortable. So there's also an uncomfortability in this energy with this moon, especially because Pluto's right here. And Pluto is also about facing our shadows. So our shadows are being highlighted. It's the fear of change that's being highlighted right now. It's also the fear that nothing will change. But the fear that nothing will change only attracts more of that nothing will change attitude or belief or thought pattern, which attracts more of nothing will change. And so nothing will change, But things will change if we go, you know what? Maybe I can't do this right now. Maybe I can't, force this to happen right now. But I know it's going to happen and I feel it coming. And I'm going to just let the universe show me the way. And I think that's the key. Let the universe show me the way. You follow your map. Follow your astral map. It is your unique pathway to find your treasure, your buried treasure. And it is buried, and you do have to uncover it. And it does take hard work, and it takes surrendering, and it takes will, wisdom, and love. So if you can open yourself up and move through life through the lens and the power of will, wisdom, and love, you will open yourself up to the magic. That is the potential. It's the potential. All you need is to believe in the potential. All you need is to believe in the possibility, and that belief in the possibility makes it possible. It's literally that simple. I believe. I believe. I believe it can happen. I believe it is real. I believe that I feel it, I feel it. It's just around the corner. And those kind of thoughts are the key to the evolution of humanity, which we're all, once again, experiencing at a collective level, but also in our own individual way in our lives. This is a powerful full moon. This is the highlighting of a huge collective theme on the planet, but I bet you on the universe too. Because these are the neutrinos. And the planets give off the neutrinos, the stars give off the neutrinos. Like, this is the neutrinos coming from Pluto and the moon. You know what I mean? And they are saying this. They're shining a light on this mutation, evolution, change. So we are going through it, and it's actually really beautiful and really powerful. And eventually Pluto's going to move on from this gate, and we're going to go on to the next phase of the mutation, So it's kind of like we're at the exciting moment. Can you allow life to be exciting for you again? That's powerful. The other thing about this chart, this transit chart, is that there's no defined channels right now. So it's like when I look at this chart, I see open. I see the word open. It's opening. It's available. It's available. The energy is available and open to suggestion. You know what I mean? And then what you manifest is like, well, what are you focusing on? Magic or restriction? Flow or control? It's open. The door is open, is what I'm seeing just for looking at this image. I'm like, whoa. And there's a lot of planets in a lot of powerful places. Like the ruler of this full moon is on the 22nd gate. The gate of openness. What the fuck? Oh my God. That was totally unplanned. The gate of openness. Saturn. And line 3. The enchanter. Dude. And the other thing I was going to mention about this full moon is that is happening on the 3rd line. And the 3rd line is about change. And it's about trial and error. You are never going to know what's going to happen unless you try. You might fall down. You might fly. But you're never going to know unless you try. Try, and try again is what this moon is telling us. If you fail, try again. Get up and try again. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up, because the give up energy dies. But the energy that never gives up always finds the treasure. Always. There was so many more chances of finding the treasure if you keep trying than if you stop trying or you don't try at all. The chances, even though it seems like, oh, you're not getting anywhere, you're not doing anything because you just keep trying and failing, but you're actually closer to finding whatever you're looking for than somebody who doesn't even try. That's the 3rd line frequency. And this energy is what the universe, I guess, this is a communication method of the universe. So there's no other way around it other than to try and see what happens. Try and see what happens is another big message of this moon. It's also the martyr, because you can fall into the, oh, it never works out for me. I'm tired of trying. I don't want to try anymore. You know, that's the martyr. Like, poor me. Life sucks for me. You know, nothing's working right now. And it's like, no, that's not true. You just got to try one more time. You know, you got to give it one more try. It's like, I don't want to. And then it's like, right then, it's like, would you give up? It's kind of like you give up, but then you're like, okay, I'll try it one more time. And then boom, it happens. And that's magic, right? That's like manifestation. And this is very much an energy of manifestation. And in astrology, being in Capricorn is manifesting our goals and dreams of the future. So what I feel is like this energy is potent with potential. And it really is up to surrender to the process of the potential. And however the universe wants to guide us there. And trust. There's so much trust that is needed right now. But also don't give up. Trust, but don't give up. Keep trying. Try again. These are funny messages coming through. But I love it. The door is open. Try again. The possibilities are endless. The possibilities are open. Try again. Don't stop trying. Bring in the change. Trust in the process. Have faith. Pisces. Have faith. That it's going to happen, you know? And if it doesn't happen, that's fine. Whoa. Are you going to be okay with that? Because you know what? Maybe what you wanted to happen wasn't the thing. And the thing that is going to happen is way cooler or better or more amazing than you could have ever imagined, you know? That's why we have to stay open. But it's hard. This is a very hard energy. Third lines are difficult because, again, you can fall into the whole poor me, martyr, like melancholic attitude of like, life fucking sucks because I never do it right. I'm not going anywhere. But if you give up, you won't find the treasure. Because treasure can only be found by looking for it and trying. And like, that's true magic. Right there. Channel of mutation. Quantum leaps. The door is open. Can you take the quantum leap into the unknown? Not into the known, into the unknown. And surrender. See what happens. Damn. That feels complete for me. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. Definitely look at your chart. Is this activating this channel for you? And if it is, how do you feel with this energy? It's an opportunity to trust, have faith, and not give up. I love it. That's actually a really beautiful message. So, thank you guys all for being here. Thank you for watching this video. And I hope that you have an amazing full moon in Capricorn this Sunday. And I hope that you join us for our special Capricorn full moon Akashic reading with special guest Heather Franks. You can RSVP to our Zoom webinar event in our global community. Check the links in the bio to get all of the information from the classes that are going on, the schools that are starting, the astrology school that starts tomorrow. All the information is on my website, channelforgrace.com, where you can find everything. And have an amazing weekend. And I will see you all again very soon. Satnam.